My name is Joy. I am a wife, a mother, a U.S. Army veteran, a former police officer, an educated professional, and a proud Black woman.
Who am I? I'm Aisha Lubahala. I'm a Muslim. My faith gives me purpose and guidance, understanding, empathy, clarity, comfort, and a sense of what is just and what is right. I'm a mother to two kind hearted sons that I worry a lot about for a variety of reasons. My oldest is 14 and loves all things 4-H and computer coding and understanding the world. My youngest is 9 years old and loves all things roadblocks and space exploration and military play. I'm a wife and I'm a sister, the youngest of seven. In December 2014, my mother died, and I've been sad ever since. I'm a small business owner and a part time office manager at a local masjid. I'm a homeschooling mom, and in my spare time, I serve on community boards. I like knowing and understanding local, national, and world happenings because it affects us all. I love history, social science, and understanding why we do what we do and understanding people. I feel too much and I take too much in, and sometimes that makes me feel helpless. I love MMA, which is mixed martial arts. It's bloody, but it's a fascinating sport. I like sandwiches and breads and creamy maple and brown sugar oatmeal, Moroccan foods, iced tea, mac and cheese, candied yams, a warm shower, and a clean fragrance home. I like peace. I like quiet. I like sounds. And I like to think and reflect and wonder what could have been and what is and what's possible.
Hello, my name is Matthew Harvey, and I'm in my late 30s. And here are a few things I would like you to know about me. I believe in God and that Jesus died for my sins. Every day, I strive towards being a better person than the day before. I'm a husband. I met my wife our freshman year in college. My wife is my best friend. My wife is smart, talented, and giving. We have been married for almost 15 years. I'm a father of two. My son is 10. He is kind, helpful, smart, and loves basketball. His favorite player is LeBron James. My daughter is 8. She is funny, creative, intelligent, and she loves dancing. A few additional things about me. I love teaching and mentoring kids and young adults. I love technology. I love the X and O's of basketball. In my spare time, I coach my son's basketball team. I love all genres of music. My favorite artist is Nas. I enjoy running and cycling. I'm an IT executive at a Fortune 500 company. I know what it's like to be judged and discriminated against because of the color of my skin.
The impact of racism on my life, there's just so much to unpack. I mean, it's there all the time. You're never sure if you're being passed up or if you're being judged because of the color of your skin or if it's just a coincidence. You have a hard time trusting, but the one thing that I can say about racism more than anything is that it hurts.
How has racism shaped me? Well, it's given me memories, long lasting memories. Memories of the time that I was a teenager shopping in the mall, going from store to store, and I entered into a store named Deb's. And I had my little bags with me. And there were other people in the store, but I was the only Black person. I look around, go through the racks. I don't see anything I like, and I leave the store. As I'm right at the front, two white women stopped me. One grabbed me by the arm and said they needed to look into my bags. And I said, why? They said, we need to check your bags, and you need to come in the back with me. And if you don't, we're going to call the cops. And I was maybe 15 years old, and I was very afraid. So I went in the back with them. They checked my bags. Nothing was there. They checked my pocketbook. Nothing was there. And then they frisked me up and down. Nothing was there. And then just like that, they said, you can go. Those memories and memories up until now, when I'm out and about with my kids and having a complete stranger questioning why we're parking in a parking spot or why we're at this gas station. Racism has given me memories. It's made me aware. It's made me alert. It's made me look for the discrimination, to be alert, to look for the disparities. But most importantly, it's affected how I parent, because I parent my boys, my Black biracial boys, from a place of fear, always concerned about the smallest incident turning into something that can put them in a situation to be discriminated against or mistreated. So those are some of the things that racism has given me.
I think as a Black person, the burden of racism is a weight that you carry every day. Some days, it's not as heavy as others. The story I'm about to share is an example of carrying that weight. In elementary and middle school, I experienced racism. It wasn't until high school where I couldn't deny the pain and hurt of being treated differently because of the color of my skin. During this time, I was entering into puberty, and my boyish facial features started to fade away. My voice was changing, and I was watching my body change before my eyes. During this time, I had several small interactions at school and with acquaintances that showed racism. I knew from talking to others what lay ahead, and I was nervous about that reality. I was 16 years old, and I traveled to Georgia from Florida, where I lived during the school year with my dad. When the summer came, I would go stay with my mom and my sisters. Occasionally on nights during the summer, I would venture out to the movies or a party with friends. On this particular night, we decided on a party. My older sister dropped me and my friend off at the party. We had fun, listening to music, talking to friends. It was starting to get late, and we called my sister to come pick us up. My sister returned to pick us up from the party, and as we drove, we saw lights in the reflection of the window. We pulled the car over to the side of the road. We were pretty sure we had not committed any traffic violation or anything that warranted being pulled over. 4 officers approached the car with guns out of their holsters. They told us to put our hands in plain sight. My sister asked why we were being pulled over. No responses were provided. We were nervous. We were shaking. After a period of time, we had tears coming down the side of our face. My sister's friend again requested, "Why are we being pulled over?" Still no response. They ran her driver's license and walked around the car. They said we were free to go after about 10 minutes. They said the license plate was not illuminated enough. The car was a 1970 Toyota Corolla. The light was old, but it was illuminated. We asked for badge numbers and they refused. The officers told us to stay in the vehicle and leave before we had issues. I still sometimes wonder, what if we hadn't been trained by our parents how to survive a situation like this? I could hear my parents: be respectful, follow the directions, no sudden movements. In this town where this took place, my great uncle was the chief of the sheriff's department, and my sister's dad was a police officer. But at that particular moment, none of that mattered to those police officers. We were treated less than human. So for many like me, no matter how high we rise, no matter how good we are, we can't escape the somber reality of being viewed as a threat because of the color of our skin. Moments like this shape you forever, and you carry it with you. You can't take that weight off your shoulders.
So, what would I say to a non-person of color about racism? The one thing that stands out to me is that we need you to speak up. We need you to be the change. We need your help. The institutions, the laws, the legislators, the people that we support, the businesses, the laws that we pass or we refuse to get rid of, all of those things help to make racism a part of our system that will never go away unless not just people of color want to change, but non-people of color. So what I would say most of all to someone is, you be the change.
What would I tell a non-Black person who wants to become or be anti-racist? Well, I will start by encouraging them to educate themselves. Listen to those who know firsthand racism, who've experienced it. Hear their stories. Listen genuinely. Don't be defensive or dismissive. I would encourage them to go beyond just saying, "I'm not a racist," but instead adopt an active and conscious effort to work against racism in all its structures and institutions and how it plays out in daily life of Black and brown people. I would encourage them to acknowledge the ingrained benefits and assumptions their skin brings them and how it's not the same for Black people. I would say read about histories of race and privilege and read it honestly and openly. Read and utilize anti-racism resources and in order to become a better participant and advocate. I would also say talk with your family and friends. Try to have a conversation with them, your peers, and just make an effort, step by step with a sincere heart. Maybe you won't reach everyone, but you can make a difference. That's what I would say and encourage.
Color exists. We must get comfortable with that fact. The concept of being colorblind is false. Strive towards embracing each other's differences and find common ground. Be okay with having hard conversations. Spend time thinking about potential unconscious bias you might have. Now more than ever, it's a critical time to learn, listen, and become educated. Several books, movies, and documentaries exist on topics of Black history and culture. Dive in. You must be willing to put the time and effort into becoming educated.